Religion is the HOA of our lives. In an episode of Drop Stones this week that came out, we're talking about community and how community is different now than what we had before when we were in religion. And from my perspective, it's much better than what we had in religion because I compare it a lot of times to what it'd be like being in an HOA. Fortunately, Candy and I are not in an HOA right now, but my parents, they moved here about 10, 15 years ago and got into a community that was an HOA. And my dad, being a stubborn old grump that he is, doesn't like a lot of the rules that follows and fights them tooth and nail. And it's effectively made some changes in it. But some things he's just rolled over and said, it's not worth it. It's not worth fighting this on this time, like roofs. He got the roof one to change because they all had to have shake or shingle roofs in their neighborhood. My dad hated it, wanted to get a 30-year roof on his new house, fought it, made an alliance with a few other neighbors, and they ended up overturning the guys who want to run it. And the only reason that they had to do shaker shingles was because the president of the HOA and a couple of his cronies really liked it. And that was the only reason, that it was their personal preference. And to me, that seems a lot like what religion is. You have a lot of different religion churches that you go to, and I've heard of churches where you have to sign contracts to actually become members and be full part of their community, to experience the full benefits of being part of our church. Sign this contract. And there's different rules and speculations on these contracts that you sign, where it's how you act, how you behave, how you show yourself, what sinful behaviors you're going to neglect in your life, and how much you're going to tithe. You're going to sign off on a contract that I'm guaranteeing 10% of my income, and we're going to keep on top of that and check it. And it's these type of things, and that type of community and religion where it's this forced contractual, you have to toe the line here, you have to obey everything we say, and you have to fall and be a good soldier for what we believe in. It's not a free community. It's this membership exclusivity type thing that they have that impedes progress and growth of the individual and doesn't allow the person to express who they are and what they are. You know what? Break free from that contract like we have. And when you experience this new one where there is no really set of rules that you have to sign to come in, it's just this handshake agreement on, we're going to agree to let people be people and understand that people are going to be different and they're going to have different expectations. And it's more of a following the rules of, we're not going to oppress humanity. We're not going to step and speak against people growing and developing. We may question some things that go on and be out of curiosity and check and see, hey, you might be going over a line here. Let's reflect on this and debate about this on what's going on, but we're not going to stop people from being who they want to be. And I think that is much more enjoyable in life. And so I'm so thankful that I found a community like this where I can be who I am. I can come on somewhere like this and rant, and people will be like, hey, I like that. Or they just scroll on and say nothing, because that's the free expression in the new community. In my old community, if people didn't like what I was saying, they'd pay negative comments and tell me how much wrong I was doing and what I was saying and so going, and would express how far I've fallen away from the faith. This one is just keep exploring. You'll find the truth eventually, and you'll get to where you need to get to, and that's fine. And if we don't like it, it's all right. We'll just scroll on. So break out of that HOA contract of religion and realize you're in a new contract with no rules and regulations set on you, really, other than being a kind, decent, and loving person.